of the Always Believe House. Oh, today we are going to have FUN, fun, because you're going to multiply polynomials with exponents. So we're going to learn some exponent rules today. This class is going to start getting harder, so don't get behind. Keep doing your work, okay? Do not get behind. The next 6 weeks are going to be tough. You have never seen this stuff before. So let's get rocking and rolling, and a magical whiteboard appears, and we are going to start studying. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, what is the difference between 3 times x and x to the third power? Okay, so I'm going to give you some time to pause the video and you write down what you think that is. Don't just write down what I say, okay? So, what is the difference between 3x and x to the third? Pause the video. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you wrote something down good. 3 times x means you are taking 3 and multiplying it by x, aren't you? And the answer is just 3x. X to the third means you're doing x times x times x. That's an exponent, right? Also, you could say 3 times x would be x, and you would add it 3 times. You would have 3 x's you're adding. So when you multiply, basically you're replacing addition. When you have a power, basically you're replacing multiply. So explain in complete sentences, 3x replaces x plus x, and x to the third replaces x times x, okay? So when we have a power, when we have an exponent, we are multiplying that base times whatever the power is. Now then, let's go down to here. This is a huge concept you're about to learn. So notice that 2 squared times 2 to the third, I'm writing down 2 2's and 3 2's, right? How many 2's could you add up? You could add up 5 2's, right? Okay, let's do the next one. 3 to the fourth. Now then, we'll do this together. So we're going to write down 4 3's, and then we're going to write down 5 3's. Now then, a kindergartner can count the number of 3's. Remember, this is not 3 plus 3 plus 3, it's 3 times 3 times 3. So if I were to count all those 3's up, I have 4 3's, I have 5 3's, I have 9 3's in all, don't I? So I have 3 to the 9th power. Let's go to the next one. 11 to the 6th times 11 to the 8th. I'm going to write down 6 11's. And then I'm going to write down 8 11's. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now then, count up all the 11's. If you were to count up all the 11's, you got 6 11's, you got 8 11's, you have 14 11's in all. That would be 11 to the 14th power. Okay, continuing on. 5 to the 1 times 5 to the 4 times 5 to the 3. I have 1 5, then I have 4 5's, and then I have 3 5's, don't I? Notice I am multiplying all these 5's up. How many 5's can I count up? 1, 4, and 3, they count up to 8, don't they? And lastly, x to the 9 times x to the 7. I'm going to have 9 x's. 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm going to have 7 x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count up the x's. A kindergartner can count the x's up, right? If you were to count those x's up, you would get to the 16. Now determine a general rule for what happened when we have 2 exponential expressions multiplying each of the same base. What happens there? Okay, what did you do with the 2 and the 3 to get this? What did you do to the 4 and the 3 to get this? What did you do to the 6 and 8 to get this? What did we do to them? Write that down and pause the video. What do you think this is? Why do you think this is called the product rule? Okay, just do this one real quick. So pause the video and write down in your words what happens. Okay, we're back. Oh. Okay, what happens is, let's do the first one. 2 squared times 2 to the third. You could rewrite that as 2 like this, can't you? And then you would get 2 to the fifth. Okay? So write the rule in words. When you multiply, the same base, you add the exponents. Okay, remember, these numbers here are called bases, and these numbers up here are called exponents, right? Okay, so when you multiply your bases, when you find the product of the bases, you add up your exponents, okay? Why do they think they call this the product rule? Because you multiply your bases. You are multiplying the bases. Okay, the rule would be x to the third times x to the squared would equal to x to the 2 plus 3, which is equal to x to the fifth. Okay, that's basically what the rule is, okay? You could also use letters and do this. A to the x times a to the y equals a to the x plus y. That also would be a rule, okay? That would be just with the variables, okay? So when you multiply, you add the exponents. When you multiply, you add the exponents and the base does not change. Let's go to the you try, okay? I'm only gonna, I'm gonna do all these, and then for the homework, okay, I'm only gonna do a few of them. Okay, so pause the video and see if you can do these 7, and then play the video and see if you get them right. So pause the video. Okay, we're back. So now that we're going to work through this, and I'm going to show you how you should be writing your work here. On the first one, we're going to do x, and we're going to write down 7 plus 8. And what is 7 plus 8? It's going to be x to the 15. This is pretty simple arithmetic. You're not going to be adding up huge exponents, okay? Let's go to the next one. On the next one, I'm going to multiply the number. Remember, sign, number, letter, exponent. Sign, number, letter, exponent. So 3 times 1/3. You can punch that in the calculator. So get your calculator and punch in 3 times, control divide, 1/3. Hit enter, and I get 1, don't I? So 3 times 1/3, my number is going to be 1. I'm just going to go ahead and put that down so you can see it. My letter is Y, and then I'm going to add up 4 plus 3. Now then, I don't need the 1, so I'm going to drop it. My letter is Y, and 4 plus 3 is 7. The answer would be Y to the 7. Ho, 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 ho. Remember, sign, number, letter, exponent. Let's go to the next one. What is the only number I have in here? It's a 2, right? So write down a 2. Put the letters in alphabetical order. Put the letters in alphabetical order. So the first letter alphabetically is X. Now then add up those exponents. I got 2 and 3, don't I? The next letter is Y. I'm going to add up 4 and 5. Now then write down your answer. This is going to equal to 2, X to the 5, Y to the 9. Ho, 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 ho. Go to the next one. Remember, sign, number, letter, exponent. I'm going to multiply 2 times 9 times 3. So 2 times 9 is 18, and 18 times 3 is 54. If you can't do that, punch it into the calculator. So I have 54. My letter is A. This has an exponent of 1. So I'm going to have 1 plus 4 plus 2. Now then, I'm going to add those exponents up. And I'm going to get 54 A to the 7. Ho, 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 ho. Let's go to the next one. 4 times 9 is what? 36. My letter is Z. And now then add up the 5 and the 12. I'm going to get 36 Z to the 17. Oh! Let's go to the next one. I don't have any numbers. My letter is A, and I need to do 2 over 3 plus 1 over 4. You have a calculator. So get the calculator, control divide, 2 down 3, hit the right arrow button, and we're going to add 1/4. So plus, control divide, and then 1 down, get the 1 in here, 1 down 4, hit the right arrow button, I'm going to hit enter. 2/3 plus 1/4 is 11/12. So if the exponents are fractions, you don't change the rule, you still add them up. You got a calculator to add the fractions up. Not that difficult, okay? So right here, I'm going to get A to the 11 over 12. That will be my answer. Let's keep going. Remember, sign, number, letter, exponent. So the only number I have here is 5. My letter is X. And then I'm going to add 1/5 plus 2. So I can do that in the calculator. So get the calculator, control divide, 1 down 5, hit the right arrow button, and I'm adding 2 plus 2. So plus 2, hit enter, and notice it leaves it as an improper fraction. That's the way you need to write it. You're not going to make it 2 1/5. You need to write it as an improper fraction. So the answer is going to be 5x to the 11 over 5. So the rule of this is you're going to do sign, number, letter, exponent, multiply all the numbers, write down your letter, add up the exponents. If the exponents are fractions, use the calculator to add up the fractions. Now then we're going to go into the homework. On the homework, there's I think 12, and I'm only going to do 3. You're going to need to finish the rest of the homework on your own. So let's go to the homework here. And I've decided to do 5, 10, and 11. I'm going to do 5, 10, and 11 and leave the rest to you. So on number 5, let's write this down without any exponents. And let me go to number 8. I'm going to do 8, 10, and 11. So 5x squared y, and I'm going to put a 1 times 2x4y cubed. So write down the problem without any parentheses. This is going to be important later on when we have a power to a power. So the first thing you do, write down the problem without any parentheses. Now that we are not adding, we're multiplying. We're going to do sign, number, letter, exponent. We don't have any negatives, so a 5 times 2 is 10. My first letter alphabetically is X, and I have a 2 and a 4. I'm going to write down 2 plus 4. Now then the next letter alphabetically is Y, and by exponents, I got to put the 1, don't I? It's going to be 1 plus 3. Now then I'm just going to write down and I'm going to add up my exponents. My answer will be 10x6y to the 4th. Ho, 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 ho. That is F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. You never thought eating, it was just like eating an Oreo cookie. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Let's go to number 10. Number 10 is kind of tough, okay? Remember, sign, number, letter, exponent. Write down the whole problem without parentheses. So we have 2a to the 2/3 times 3b to the 1/4 times a to the 1/3 times 5b to the 1/2. So write down the whole problem without parentheses. Now then we're going to multiply all the big numbers, write down the letters, and add up the exponents. Sign, number, letter, exponent. There's no negatives, so it's positive, and my big numbers are 2, 3, and 5, right? That's going to turn into my number. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. My first letter alphabetically is A, and my exponents are 2/3 plus 1/3. My next letter alphabetically is B, and my exponents would be 1/4 plus 1/2. Now then I'm going to go straight down and write my answer. If you need to use a calculator to add these up, use the calculator. So I'm going to have 30. My letter is A. What's 2/3 plus 1/3? 2/3 plus 1/3 is just 1 in it. And I don't need to put an exponent of 1. So it's just going to be A. Write down your B. What's 1/4 plus 1/2? 1/4 plus 1/2 is 3/4 in it. I'm not using the calculator here. You would need to use the calculator if you can't do that. 1/4 plus 1/2 is 3/4. This right here would be my answer. And we're almost done. Let's go to number 11. Remember, the area is length times width. My length is 6x cubed times y to the fourth, and I'm going to multiply it by the length, which is this. Now then, sign, number, letter, exponent. 6 times 9 is 54. My first letter alphabetically is x, and I'm going to put 3 plus 6. The next letter alphabetically is y, and then I'm going to put 4 plus 4. Now then, just add up the exponents. 54, x 9, y 8. That is the answer. You should be able to finish the rest of these on your own. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Have a blast doing these 9 problems. It's going to be just like eating Oreo cookies. Remember, you are amazing. You are created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.